In this movie we're going to show you a step-by-step guide to working with iProp in ImmunityCS. So we're going to start by clicking the iProp icon over here, and it's now asking us to choose a prop class to start from. In this example we're going to be using the castle gates prop, so we'll be choosing that, and we'll click on select to load the prop. And iProp is just loading up for us now, and you can see this is the main interface. We have the toolbar up here. The toolbar allows us to change into the various iProp modes. We can open up modifiers for the meshes and environments and shadows up here with these tools, and we can also zoom in and out of our prop using these tools. We'll just zoom in now so we can get the best view, so we can see things a little bit more clearly. Here we have the animation timeline. We can choose different directions to view the prop. We can choose the different animations down here. We won't be able to see them just yet because we haven't chosen any props that have doors. We can customize the appearance of the prop by choosing a texture layer to work from. We're currently in the wall texture layer here, and going through these customizations down here and just choosing things that we like, and we can use these to change the appearance of the prop. So what we'll do is we'll choose this dark grey stone texture here and see if we like it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. We've got an old school kind of castle look going on here. What we can do also at this point is choose a new mesh style. If we open the mesh styles palette right here, you can see that we've got lots of mesh styles to choose from. We've got various doors and draw gates and signboards. We'll go for draw gate C. This looks quite interesting, so we'll choose that. And you can see now the prop's been updated. We've got these signposts coming out of the mesh now, and we've also got the what appears to be a drawbridge. So if we click on door and click play in the timeline, yep, you can see now that the door goes up and it also goes down. So you can be using these in your various projects the way you'd like. What we'll also do is change into the next few textures. So we're now in the wood paneling texture layer. Now something to mention is these texture layers will be different depending on which class you're using, and you can see these make sense for the class we're looking at now, because obviously it has a wall. We can add wood paneling over the wall. We have doors, door furniture, signboards and dirt. These are all layers that make sense to the prop that we're looking at. So just to bear that in mind if you're working on a different prop and they're not the same. That's why. We can now choose a wood panel that we'd like to apply. You can leave it as none, but just to be different, we're going to be choosing a few things here just to give you guys an example of what you can do. Yeah, why not? We'll go for that. We'll move on to door, and now we're going to be choosing a texture for the actual door area here. So yeah, driftwood, why not? Okay. We can also add ornaments over the door. So you can do this by just choosing one of these. I think that one doesn't show too well. We'll try maybe this one. I think once it's zoomed in you'll be able to see that a lot better. We can choose signs for these areas here in the prop. Okay. And we can also add a dirt layer to give things a lot more of a grungy look. Yeah, see, now we've got this nice dark kind of decaying sense going on here. And yeah, we've chosen a customization for all 6 of the layers here. If you want to, you can add ink effects. Just to give you an example, on the dirt layer, if we was to add the shadow ink effect, it doesn't show too much actually. We can try glow, see what we get using that. Yeah, you can see rather than the dirt now, we have kind of speculation going on. You can see that where the darker areas were originally, they're now lighter areas. And that's what the glow ink effect does. Now the good thing about that is, depending on what textures you're using, you can get some really cool results by fiddling around with these. If the dirt effect was a bit too much, you can use the opacity ink effect, and what we can do is reduce the opacity by 50%, and you can see it's not quite as dark now. I guess that one's a lot more useful for this particular customization. I mean, the great thing about this is that you can experiment and you can get some really interesting effects. Okay, I think we're done for the texture here. I'll show you guys a few more of the tools that we can apply. This one here is the mesh modifier. Very useful for if you're using props from the same class but you want to make them look a little bit different. What you can do is just change the mass slightly, make them slightly thicker, slightly thinner, slightly shorter, slightly longer, not too much, but just enough so when they're all in the same scene they don't look the same. This is a really useful feature, especially in iProp as well, sorry, iCast as well. It really makes your prop and characters look different when they're stood next to each other, even if they're from the same class. For now we'll just leave it on default settings. Click save. Over here we have the environments tab. Now this is quite important, I feel, especially if you're planning to export to a 2D environment such as GameMaker or MMF, Flash, you know, anything 2D. You really want to get the best appearance possible. I'd go for something like soft shadows. It's my personal favorite one here. Really gives it kind of a dark feel, and it's very comic-y. I quite like that. So I'm going to keep that one. What we can also do now is we can apply a shadow layer. So you can see your prop with shadows. We'll turn that off for the time being, but just so you know, that's where you go to apply it. What we'll do now is we'll save this, because you can't move on to the next few modes without saving at this point. So we're going to call this one step by step. Save. Okay, so we're now going to go to preview mode and take a look at our prop as it stands. We now can rotate the prop in this 3D view. We've got a free camera now rather than the fixed viewpoint in appearance mode. We can zoom in and out using the mouse's scroll wheel to pan. We can use the right mouse button to pan left and right, up and down. The left button allows you to rotate. Over on this side is the viewpoint for your texture map that you've created. If you hold down the right mouse button, you can scroll around the texture and get a really good look at what we've created here. And you can see these are really high quality textures. They're 1024 by 1024 pixels and really high quality stuff.